Hello, everybody. Yeah, my ability to actually like close out the slide. Hi. Okay. Yeah, I'm supposed to come on here and be all professional. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm having some issues with my phone, so if it does some weird like stagger thing, just know that I'm still here. Okay. Anyways, yes, yeah, I still haven't developed that great technique to do the I guess lead in, lead out for my intro music and everything, but I like it. Anyways, so wow, okay. There's a lot going on right now. I am so freaking excited. Beijing, just make sure stuff. Can you hear me okay? I just want to make sure that my sound is good because I'm about to take the earpiece out, but leave the mic on. So just a second as I stuff things down my top. Great. All right, we're in business. We are in business. Yeah. Okay. So, yay. Okay. Um Hello everyone. Thank you for joining whether you're here live or you're coming back for the replay. Thank you so much for joining. There's been a lot going on in the past week and I am so thankful. I am so overwhelmed. I am so excited. I'm so freaking excited. Oh my gosh. So let me start by saying hello. And if you come in late, if you're in right now, hey girl, hey. If you come in now, or you come in later on, um, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. I am Yolanda, and I am locating cozy. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. I gotta get my banners right. Yeah, I'm not very good at this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, yeah. I am Yolanda and I am locating cozy, and this is a broad chat where we talk about all the things related to my wild and crazy life that I'm so thankful to be experiencing. And everything from me relocating, actually, I can now say moving to Spain, and me pet sitting and just doing things to make my life better. So, welcome. I really do appreciate you guys being here. And yeah, we're just going to be chatting about a bunch of stuff. How long it's going to be? My goal is usually that because it's like noon in Texas right now, my goal is like to do an hour-long chat. Sometimes that happens and that works out perfectly, and sometimes it does not. And we're just going to go with the flow. Okay. So, um, yeah, welcome back. I hope everything's going good in your world. Yeah, I'm just trying to like lead up to it to see if maybe some other people come in. But if it doesn't happen and it's just me and you, Beijing, just hanging out for the next hour and a half, I don't think that's going to happen. But if it's just me and you, I got things to share. And I think you know about some of them already. So, um, yeah, I have had a bunch of exciting things going on, and I might be jumping around out of format. I'm still developing my format, guys. Yeah, I'm still developing my format. I just like to talk, and I get kind of like, and yeah, I try to stay on topic, and sometimes I don't. And yeah, I'm just kind of going with the flow here right now. So, okay. So as if you can, while I stall for a little while and just have conversations and stuff, because Beijing, I'm not gonna say your real name, is awesome and stuff. What are you up to? Where you at? What's going on in your world? And for anybody else that comes in, yeah, if you come in later on, put it in the comments. and stuff. But actually, me and Beijing have gotten to know each other, and I'm looking forward to her actually coming to Spain soon and hanging out with me. So yeah, I feel like whenever she comes on and I see that she's like watching, I feel like we have a special little connection going on where I'm like, hey girl, let's talk about what you up to. And I will share what I've been up to soon and stuff. So, for instance, let's see. Um, Oh, okay. So before we do anything else, let's make sure that you guys always know to make sure that you do, please do like and subscribe and make sure that you hit that notification bell so you will know the next time I go live or the next time I upload any kind of vlog about what's going on in my world. Yeah, thank you very much. So I'm going to keep that scrolling along the bottom for quite a while this evening. The other thing I wanted to just go ahead and let's see, hold up, and talk about is what's going on in my world. But before I do, let's see. Vision was saying, I'm just going over to the comments, and she says, I'm still waiting for my visa to be approved. Yeah, the process is moving. So have you yeah, you're getting rid of things. That is a challenge. That was a challenge for me. That was an emotional challenge for me to actually go through the process of letting things go. Um, I knew I had to do it, and I'm so proud of myself and so glad that I didn't bring any unnecessary things with me to wherever I was going to. But it is a challenge to actually get rid of stuff. One is, I think one of the reasons is because you know the value of some of your things and you're like, I don't want to sell it for like some cheap ass price. Um and so with those, whenever I had somebody come at me and try to offer me some like really low rate whatever, like I was trying to sell my desk and a computer, like a chair and all that stuff. And I think I also added like the little prongs to have like to have two monitors or whatever. And I think I had offered like $200. I could have gone like lower, don't get me wrong. But what made me mad was when this one random person was like, can I have it for $25? And I was like, no, I will donate it before I give it or I sell it for that. No, I did end up selling it for a good price, but this one random person, when I posted it on Facebook marketing, um, the Facebook market, yeah, he was really trying to like get me to sell this whole, this stuff to him for like $25. And I was like, dude, I will donate it before I sell it to you. Anyways, I understand that it's probably been a big challenge of going through the approval process, and also like getting rid of stuff, like what they call purging or just getting rid of stuff. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. What? What? Wait a minute. You're just trying to do one check back? Okay, well then you're better than me. I will say that. You're way better than me. So I used a service called Send My Bag. And so I mean there was just yeah, so I had stuff. Yeah, I was not trying to do just one check bag. So I ended up doing one check bag when I flew here and my laptop bag and a carry-on. But then I still had three bags. Yeah, 3 bags that I sent through Send My Bag, and that was a great service. It was an absolutely wonderful service. Hi, I see more people are coming in. Yay! Um, I'm just talking to Beijing right now about her process of um, getting rid of things and trying to move to another country with one check bag. Girl, now that's a challenge. Some people can do it. I couldn't do it. And so I used the service Send My Bag, and there was still some challenges with that, but overall it was a great alternative than trying to like lug everything from the airport to the train to whatever the journey was to get to Zaragoza. Yeah, Send My Bag was like a great option, and I appreciate it. They have great customer service too. So anyways, I don't know if I have that link in there. Actually, I'm going to put a little note for me to add that to my to-do list, to add that in my information. I've had some people that have asked me, it's like, well, where are your referral links so you can get free stuff and everything? And I don't know, like send my bag. I don't plan on using that again for a while. But I guess I should have, I mean, there is a referral link, but I don't know how much usage I would get out of that referral since I ain't planning on going nowhere and carrying a bunch of stuff again for a while. But you never know. You never know. But I'm going to put this on my to-do list. Hold up. Oh, okay. Things to do. Send my bag link. Okay, it's on the list now. So, anyways, so let's see here. I'm trying to see who else is in here. Make sure that you please do say hello. Please do make sure that you like and subscribe. And if you're watching this on the replay, just do a comment and say, hey, I watched it on the replay. I would really appreciate that. The thing is this, me creating these vlogs or these live chats, my goal is not to necessarily, my goal is not to get paid or to create a source of income by creating these videos or these vlogs. But don't get it twisted. If the money's coming, I'm taking it. But I really just wanted to be able to share my experiences and create some resources for women, especially women of color, Black women that really do need to find a way. And I just want you to know that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. That's my big reason for still continuing to create these vlogs or going live every week. I just want to make sure that you have as much information as possible. So, just like when I first found out about this possibility of moving abroad or creating a different kind of way of life, I found Stephanie Perry, I found Rashida Doe and Adelia, and so many other women, and basically Exodus Summit. But I found these resources, and I just wanted to be a part of that journey of making sure that you have the information that's needed. The information is not always free, but right now on YouTube, soak in the information that's being offered to you. And then if you need more detailed one-on-one information, then yes, definitely, seek other resources, do a consultation. I offer that, but depending on where you're actually trying to move to, then yes, check out those resources. But first, start with, if you want to move to Morocco, just know that there's a Black and something everywhere. There's a Black or Afro or something everywhere in the world, it seems. So just use those resources, get as much information, and then make your steps to start moving forward. And then when you're ready to actually, hi, Katie. Then when you're actually ready to make your next steps, you might have to invest in, a relocating service or a solicitor or an attorney that can actually help you make those next steps. But first, use the resources that are available right now. I know I'm not going in order as far as topic today, but I did just want to share that and make sure that people know. And I'll probably be saying that throughout this vlog, this live chat, just to make sure that you remember, don't reinvent the wheel. Use the resources, check out the vlogs, check out the areas that you're considering, as far as when you're typing in information in YouTube, so that you can start like watching the videos that pertain to maybe the areas that you're considering, or whatever your demographic is. If it's just I'm a Black woman that I don't know where I want to move to yet, but I know I want to get the hell out of the United States, type some variation of that in, because that's how I started. Okay. Okay, so now let's get all official. Okay, so what's going on in my world? Let's see. I have my outline to make sure because anybody that knows me, you guys, I tend to go off topic, and I'll be like squirrel. So just bear with me, and we're going to stay focused. But I do have some kind of format outline of what I want to talk about today. And one of the things that I always like to start talking about is what's going on in my world. So what's going on in my world? My daughters, my one daughter lives here, and my other two daughters came and they were here. So I had all three of my daughters here for about a week at the same time. I had them here for a week, and it was absolutely amazing. I could not have dreamed in a million years that, because my youngest daughter moved to Spain like 8 years ago, that I would end up making a transition because of various reasons. I ended up moving here, and then my other two daughters would end up being able to come over to visit and stay. So I have all three of my daughters here. Yeah, together, because my oldest daughter was here for like maybe 3 weeks, and she wasn't here the whole time, but she was bopping around. But in the past 5 days, yes, I've had all three of my daughters here, and it was just absolutely amazing. We met up in Madrid, and then we did some things, and then we came back to Zaragoza here, and we hung out and enjoyed some amazing food, and then we like on Sunday we went to, was it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday we went and did a wine tour out in some I guess northeastern region of Zaragoza. And we did like thank goodness that I didn't have to go far as there was not a lot of walking besides inside the actual um facility. But they had like this big amount of land that had all these grapes, that, well, it was a vineyard, and we had some great food, and like we had like this, I want to say it was like an 8 course menu for like 25 euro. Yeah, it was just really great food. And then Monday, yeah, that was Sunday. And then Monday, we ended up going to this restaurant. It was the Ecuadorian restaurant that we went to that just opened here in Zaragoza in July. And that was like this tasting menu. And again, it was like, I think 35 euro for this whole tasting. So it was husband and wife. The wife was the chef, and the husband was the mixologist, the bartender. So he just created these wonderful drinks, and the wife created this wonderful food. And actually, I would like for the Zaragoza meetup that's coming up in October. I would like that to be the place where we actually have the Friday evening meal. My only concern with that is like not everybody is a foodie like me. So because the food was it was extremely good, but because the food was so different and extremely delicious, I'm concerned that I don't want to waste the money on having that kind of culinary experience if I have like a group of people that, or like some of the people won't really be able to appreciate that kind of food. When I say like they had like these different parts of like the steak, beef, and lamb. Well, the lambs are so good, but the concern was if I actually have that as the Friday dinner, that somebody won't be able to appreciate like a medium rare cooked steak. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But it was really, really delicious stuff. I mean, from the seafood to, yeah, from sea to land, it was just great food, and even vegetarian things. It was just really great. Anyways, blah blah blah. It was great, and I'm just thinking that maybe it might be too much of a culinary experience for some people. So I think that I might have to keep that on the back burner, for just to refer to people that might just want to have that culinary experience, but not have that be the official place of dinner for the Zaragoza meetup. Anyways, what do y'all think about that? I would love some feedback. If you are going to be doing a tour around, Europe, the EU, or in Spain, what kind of foodie are you? Are you a foodie person that likes to try everything and you're very open, or are you like, well, no, I don't want to, like, I don't want to see any kind of red in my steak. I don't like ceviche. I'm just curious as far as if you're traveling around, what is it that are you extremely open, or are you like, no, girl, keep it simple. Keep it simple. You're not going to, if you come here to Zaragoza, I can refer you to a place that has some good burgers, but that's not, yeah. Don't come here thinking that I'm going to be giving you some Whataburger or some, some basic like Popeyes fried chicken. They have Popeyes. They have a Popeyes here. They have Popeyes everywhere here. They have Taco Bell and all this stuff. But I would never like host a tour of any type where it was food focused. That was like, oh, let's go to Taco Bell. No, I can refer you to tell you where it is, but I'm not going to be one that's going to be partaking in that with you. I said, so yeah. So yeah, therefore I'm thinking that this place would not be a place that would be good for, I guess, not non-hardcore foodies. I'm a hardcore foodie. I'm a hardcore foodie. I would try anything. I love octopus here. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Yeah, I love octopus, period. Okay. So what else is going on? Oh, okay. And again, if you're here, yes. Okay. So, okay, let me just try to stay on point. So, if you are here and if you know me, again, I'm here. My lollipop, my granddaughter is here. She is going to be 3, but here they start school earlier. So, it's they only do daycare up to like I think 2 years old. So she just had her first day at regular school. Um, so we were so blessed to be a part of that. But today, I actually had to take her to school myself because my daughter actually had to go and get her card, her ID card for permanent residency here. So I had to take my granddaughter to school today. And it was just it's like her 3rd day. They just started Monday. But yeah, they start school early here. So yeah, it was just so cool. So I had to go over there and make sure that she was ready. And then we walked and we talked. And again, she her main language is Spanish. So, but I get what she was saying for the most part. But yeah, it was really cool to be able to just me and her just going up to the school. And the school was like a block away. And yeah, and when she was getting ready to go in, yeah, she looked back at me like, "Are you still here?" So I will be doing probably in November. I'm going to be doing a live chat with my daughter that's here to really talk about the schooling here as far as having a young child. I can't speak on any of this directly because my kids are grown, right? But I think it's very valuable information to have some insight about the school process. I will share something with you guys that if you're interested in possibly just, considering Spain, at least in Zaragoza, because they do start the kids so young in school, that process is like school started on Monday. Um, Monday, I think until tomorrow, the kids only go to school for 1 hour. The first 2 days, the parents are there, but they ask the parents not to get involved in any communication, just for them to see it and be cool with it. And then today was the first day that the kids went in and the parents didn't come in. So and it's like an hour session all this week. Or yeah, I think until at least Thursday. And then next week, because it is still like I guess a pre-K version, next week they start and they go for like 4 hours a day, 4 or 5 hours a day. But the way that they lead up to it is to reduce the anxiety for the parents and for the child. And I just find that to be really amazing and really cool. Anyways, so if you're coming to Zaragoza in October for the October 24th and 25th if meetup, my daughter is actually going to be a speaker and she's going to be talking about the journey of the options and journey of having a young child and having children, raising children here in Zaragoza, and also giving information because I don't know about international school options and language schools, because they have a lot of options here as far as like not just Spanish speaking, but if you want to have your child in like an international school at whatever age range, and especially if they're bilingual, like my granddaughter is considered to be bilingual because we speak English too and stuff. So anyways, But that'll be something that's going to be part of the Zaragoza meetup. And then I plan to do a live chat with my daughter about the about parenting, especially as a Black woman or as an expat here in Spain. So that'll be interesting. If you're subscribed, you'll get notifications. Yeah, we're 25 minutes in. So we're going to give me 5 minutes and then we're going to get to the points. We're going to get to talking about the really big deal here. The other thing is, yeah, I fell in the shower. I slipped and fell in the shower the other day. And so my knees are jacked up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I stepped out of the shower, didn't step on the rug, stepped on the floor. And yeah, my legs kind of went like, and I think I'm pretty healthy because yeah, they didn't break, but yeah, it was horrible. So I'm in a little bit of pain right now and sitting really, really still. Yeah, but and so walking my granddaughter to the school today. I'm okay, and I know nothing broke, but because I already had knee issues, it's painful. My daughter's like, "Are you wearing any knee braces?" I'm like, "No, not yet." Anyways, so eventually, I guess I'm gonna have to go and get some follow-up done on my knees. Anyways, I still consider myself to be, very young and strong, and I'm just so thankful that I didn't have any broken bones, but I'm here. Anyways, what I keep wanting to go back to talking about dating here in the US. I mean, excuse me, in Spain. I have not been doing anything yet, but I feel like I need to have a whole conversation about that later on. And it's just not that I don't want to talk about it right now because I'm not really, it ain't happening yet, but it will be. So, how are you locating your cozy? What are you doing to make yourself happy? What are you doing to figure out how to live a better life that's less stress? What are you doing to make yourself happy? It might be small little steps, but I hope that you are finding a way to locate your cozy. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, here we go. That's it. Yeah. Anyways, I asked this question, and that's one of the things that I ask all the time because we, especially as Black women, but we overall women, will put everybody else first and not think about ourselves. And it's freaking killing us. So I hope that you are doing something, making moves, whatever it is, to help you find your joy and your peace. Yeah. Everything is not solved in one day. You're not going to be able to solve the problems all at once, but it's okay as long as you're taking care of your business. And, as long as you're taking care of your business, be selfish. Take care of yourself first, too. Sometimes, you know, the kids can wait or get them something to eat, or maybe they're old enough to get their own stuff together and you just don't realize it. Stop being the martyr. Take care of yourself, please. Please and thank you. Okay. Now we're going on to, we'll talk about the meetups later on. Let's see. Hold on. I want to go to the comments really fast and see what's going on. And so I do want to, okay. Hello, Katie. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Get ready for some fun. I hope you guys do have your notepads because I have been asked some, I don't want to say crazy, some different questions about the whole process of getting a visa. So I have a list of questions here and I'm going to answer as many as I can. And if you have questions that you feel like are not being asked, I want you to post them. Now, I'm going to say this. Some questions I might be like, that's none of your business. Okay, with all due respect. But for the most part, my goal is to answer as many questions. If they're like, well, what is the exact street corner? What is the cross streets that you live on? That's not your business. I'm telling you that. You know, what is your rising, sun sign? And I just want to know because I'm trying to do your astrological charts. I'm not telling you that. Okay. Just to be clear. But, as much as I can answer regarding the visa process, I want to do that, anything regarding Spain. But I will say also that next Wednesday, my attorney, my solicitor will be here, and he's going to be the one that's going to really be able to give more insight overall. He's not going to be able to give specifics as far as your situation, like down to the detail of like, do I need to put in my social security number on this line or this line? But he's been a great, oh my, he made my life so much easier. So next Wednesday, I will be interviewing him. It'll be my first live interview chat on here. So know that. Okay. Anyways, let's see. I'm trying to see. What am I doing? What am I doing? Actually, I'm not going to be having like a bunch of because I have an outline of what I wanted to answer. But then if you have something that you want to ask, I welcome you to actually do that. Okay. So some of the questions that I've been asked, because what happened was I got approved last week. My attorney reached out to me. I was literally doing a live chat last Wednesday, as a matter of fact. I was doing a live chat and I was talking about some of the challenges of pet sitting and everything. And at some point I started talking about my attorney that's helped me with my visa here in Spain. And then he sent me a message. And I was like, oh, he just sent me a message just now. But then, my live chat ended and I was tired. It was like 9 o'clock here. So I, was like getting myself ready for bed and, doing other stuff. And I got in bed and I think it was probably about 12 midnight here. And I was dozing off and something said, check your phone. And I was like, okay. I woke up out of my snoring state and I checked my phone and I see a document from my attorney, but it was in Spanish. And I was like, what is this? I don't know. And in my mind, I was like, you've been rejected. And it's like, they've rejected you. You have to leave like within 24 hours. And everything was in my mind. And that brief, like maybe 15 seconds, my mind went like, anyways. And then I saw that he sent a voicemail on WhatsApp. And he was like, good news. And I was like, okay. And that's when he said, you've been approved. And that's when I lost it. I was like, are you serious? Do they really want me to stay here? So, I called some family members. Um, and yeah, I was just next level. I was, just boohoo crying. I was like, oh my God, 5 years. I've been approved for 5 years. And of course, in my excitement, I like to share. Um, I try not to overshare, but I do like to share because this is something that I want, I want us women, as I'm a Black woman, I want to share this positive experience. So I went on, not only did I post it on my own social media, but I went on to certain groups that I belong to, like Black in Spain, Black in Portugal, uh, Black women of Barcelona, uh, women or ladies leaving the U.S. or just whatever. I was just like, I wanted to share. So I just had copy and pasted what I posted on my regular social media saying, like my attorney just told me that I just got my 5-year visa or I've been approved. I still have to go through a couple more steps. And so then I was just so overwhelmed. I was up for a few hours and then finally I went to sleep and I woke up the next morning and it didn't go viral. It wasn't like, like thousands of people, but it was just like, for each group that I posted in, it was like maybe at the time, it was like maybe anywhere from 200 to 300 responses or likes and people asking questions. And I woke up to people sending me messages like DMs asking for specific information about the process. And I was like, oh, wow. So some questions I was able to answer, but then after a while, it like, because I woke up at like 7 o'clock here. It was just midnight in the US. So by later on that Thursday, and then into Friday, it really had grown pretty big. And so my thing is, I want to be able to give as much insight or help as many people as possible. But in reality, I can't possibly answer everybody's inquiry. So I was like, you know what? You have a way to actually share your insight. I have a YouTube channel. Yeah. So I said I would go ahead and do a live today and talk about, answer some of the questions. I can't answer all the questions. And quite frankly, there were some questions that were just too personal, as I said. But I want to be able to share as much information as possible so that if you are considering the EU, Spain specifically, because that's what I'm learning about. This is what I know. I want to be able to share that, and I want to give um, people that are interested um, the possibility of good information that will help guide you to have a soft landing. Right? Right. So, first things first, if you are interested in moving to Spain, and you haven't decided for sure, I would say if you have the ability to do a scouting trip, that should be on your list. Whether you want to go check out Portugal, and I'm going to keep this condensed to uh, people from the U.S. because I'm from the U.S. and kind of keep it focused on the EU, Spain, Portugal, all that area. Portugal and Spain have completely different laws. So don't think that because you have knowledge about Portugal or Italy or France or Germany, that means that the same thing applies for Spain. That's not how that works. So whatever I'm sharing with you right now and my knowledge to date, as far as my experience, don't take that and be like, well, that's how, Locating Cozy said the law works. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. But once you actually decide that you want to get more information about possibly moving to Spain, I'm going to encourage you to go onto the Spanish consulate website and get more information. Why? Because here's the deal. I've had a lot of people that have asked me, well, what kind of visa did you get, girl? The thing is this. I got a visa. I'm going to share that. I got approved for a visa and I'm going to share that soon. But I want to make sure that you understand that I just went to the website like a couple of hours ago. There are at least 19 different types of visa applications for Spain, just for Spain. Okay. And that's the 19 different types of visas. If you drill down into a particular link, I'm sure there's like it might be like 3 other types that you need to, like maybe there's a student visa that I saw on the site. But if you drill down, there might be more specific types of student visas. So use that link, and I think I have it or I'm putting it, if it's in the comments, I just put it in the comments, dropped it in the comments. Use that link, but also or go, check it out in the description. Use that to get as much information possible as far as what you think you might qualify for as far as a visa for Spain. Now, also let me say this. I didn't know that the visa that I was able to apply for and got approved for, I did not know that I was even going to possibly qualify for it until I actually spoke to the attorney that I did the consultation with. The attorney, solicitor, yeah, I qualified for something like that. So I want to also say, even if you don't use the attorney or the solicitor to actually go through the process of having them submit on your behalf any visa applications, I would encourage you to still do the consultation. In my case, the attorney or solicitor that I was referred to when I did the consultation, he charged 50 euros for 1 hour. But in that hour, he literally gave me, he asked me questions about my situation, about, who I knew here and all these questions. And then he said, this is the type of visa that I think that you will likely be approved for. I didn't know that because my daughter lived here and because of her marriage status and everything, that I could possibly qualify for a family reunification visa. I didn't know that. Okay. So I say that because when you go to the site at the bottom, and I'm not going to share the screen, but I want to click on it because I was just beyond impressed about. Actually, let me just read off some of the things because I was like, what? Ugh, come on, where's it at? Okay. I just want to go through and just read off some of the possible ways that you can actually get a visa. And this is from their website that I just shared in the chat. You can do, you, you have an option if you qualify. And again, I want to make sure that you know if you qualify. I'm just reading things off. There is an au pair visa, like basically a nanny visa. Okay. There's an internship visa. There's a researcher visa. There is an entrepreneur visa. What is one of the other ones that I thought? Oh, there's an investor visa, which I think that's very different from entrepreneur visa. It's very different. There's something called an airport transit visa. I never, I have never heard of any of these things before. Besides, because usually what happens is we, from the outside looking in, we usually hear about the NLV visa, non-lucrative visa. We hear about the, yeah, I think that falls under the retirement visa, whatever. And then now they have the digital nomad visa or something like that. And that's what we know. So then that's what, whenever somebody gets a visa to come here, you just kind of automatically assume that that's why they're here. There's a student visa for minors. Um, there's something called a telework visa. Never heard of that. So use that link to actually go and check and see what you think you might qualify for. And again, get with a solicitor. I would actually strongly suggest that if you're going to do a consultation for a solicitor attorney, they probably should be based out of Spain. And here's why. I'm pretty sure that if I had done my consultation with an attorney, a good, I guess immigration or some kind of attorney that focused on the EU based out of the US, I would have been paying a hell of a lot of money. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that they would have been charging me a hell of a lot of money. And not saying that they wouldn't actually have all the knowledge, but the information that I got from my solicitor attorney that represented me here in Spain, um, he literally told me, do not start the visa process. He said, don't start the visa process in the US for the type of visa that I was trying to apply for. He's like, don't do that. He's like, get your documents together and then come over here, send me your documents. I'll make sure that you have everything together and then you can apply from Spain. Don't start the process in the US. Yeah, so I was like, okay, because I would have actually gone to the Spanish consulate and been like, hey, and they would have been like, give me your money, and then probably rejected it and said, like, no, you still don't have it right. So that's not guaranteed. Like for somebody that might be in another country, I don't know, Canada, Mexico, trying to get a visa here in Spain. I don't know how that works. I'm only speaking to my situation regarding me coming from the US and applying for a visa here in Spain. Okay. And again, because I have family here, the type of visa that I was able to apply for is going to be different. But use that website in the comments to make sure that you are see that again 19 different visa types of applications that you could apply for. Oh my gosh. Yeah, game changer. So that's that information. Hold on. Oh, Tracy. Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, Tracy. And yes, whenever I see like people that I've known for a while because I've become like, a traveler around the world now. Yes. So, because I've been in Mexico 2 months. Yes. Am I to my own horn? Hell yeah, I am. Yes, I am. I'm proud. I am so excited that I've made this jump. I am so proud of myself. And I'm so proud to see other Black women doing this. You know, we're not reinventing the wheel. So reach out, follow those YouTube channels, get the information. It's out there. And then from there, if you need more specific details, make sure that you're reaching out or finding a relocator or solicitor that can help you. Hi, Lori. Hey, sweetie. So, questions that have been asked. Somebody asked me, did I have to renounce my citizenship, my U.S. citizenship? So I wanted to share that a visa is not the same thing as getting citizenship. Okay. So when you're like, whether you're in Mexico or wherever, when you're getting a visa, it can be temporary or permanent. But as long as it's a visa, you still have citizenship. You still have all the full legal rights and regarding with your passport that gives you access to things in the United States. So you are still a citizen of the United States. Next week, when my attorney or my solicitor, when I do interview him, we're going to talk about also what can happen if you decide as a U.S. citizen to take on a Spain citizenship. I'm not going to speak on that because I don't know. And I don't want to have anybody else like giving their input. I want to have it come from an attorney that can actually give true insight. But yeah, the bottom line is I don't have to renounce my citizenship because I'm still a U.S. citizen. I'm just getting a visa here. And my visa is right now, it's just temporary. It's a 5-year temporary, but it's just temporary. So, and I'm thankful for that. Somebody asked also, was it a lengthy process? And what was the process like to actually get approved for this visa? So all I know is, or all I can compare it to is for people that I've known that have come to the United States and have worked for years to get maybe their citizenship. For me, for this process, I met with the attorney, the solicitor last year. I did the consultation. He advised on everything that I needed to get together, documentation. You have to, some things I will say right off the bat is you do have to get your federal background check done. There's a whole process with that, as far as getting, depending on, you have to like get a certificate of health, and there's all these different things, and it's outlined in the documents that are required based on the type of um, visa that you're trying to get. And again, next week the attorney might be able to give you more information on that. But yes, I started the process, well, just with the information, I started back in May of last year. As far as me getting the documentation together, I started that in February of this year because from what I understand, the documentation, whatever the proof that I'm providing, can't be more than 90 days old. So since I knew I was coming in April, I started gathering the information because I didn't know how long it was going to take. I started gathering it in February. And then when I got here, the paperwork was actually submitted by my attorney in May, in which case one of the documents was literally 1 day shy of expiring. Literally 1 day shy of expiring. And yeah, my attorney was like, we need to get everything else in. So because if that one document of all the documents that I had to provide, if that one document, and I think it was like I think it was the federal background check document, if it's 1 day late past the 90 days, then you can't submit the other stuff. You can't submit anything. Now, because my attorney said he might be able to, get it submitted. And then if I needed to actually resubmit the federal background check with the new apostille or whatever, the new date, he was like, that can happen. But he was like, you don't want to go through that hassle. Okay. So that's what I know. But thank goodness it was literally the last day. And yeah, I was able to get everything in. And so that was from May. And then, yeah, it was the beginning of this month, September, just a few days ago, that I got the word that I was approved. So my attorney literally told me, he said, it will probably be 5 to 6 months. So I I was, I'm cool with that. If the attorney says that, I'm like, okay. And I would reach out to him every now and then and be like, hey, any word? And he was like, yep, but not hearing anything is good. So as long as my solicitor, my attorney wasn't stressing, I'm like, okay, then I guess we good. Yeah. So, yeah. So he did also say, and he'll probably mention this next week, is that because there has been a major influx of visa applications to move to Spain, like Portugal and Mexico, there is a delay. And he said that they've had to actually open up some extra offices around Spain because there's been so many applications coming in. So I don't know what that process might look like in a couple of months, after the election. I don't know if there's going to be a major influx and it's going to be even longer. But I'm just thankful that it only took me, 4 months to get approved. So, approved or denied. Somebody asked, well, what would happen if you had not been approved? There is an appeal process that you go through. I don't know what that looks like, and I can't answer that. Next week, maybe my attorney, I'm going to put that on the questions, I think. There is an appeal process. Thank goodness I don't know about that. But had I not been approved, and maybe if I did, appeal and be like, I ain't going nowhere, I'm going to stay here in Spain, and had the final, decision come through and they said, get out, um, I would have gone to Mexico. I have no urge besides, of course, my family and friends to go see them, but I have no urge to move back to the States. And if I can't avoid it, I'm avoiding it. Okay. Someone asked, where are you living? Well, I live in Zaragoza. It's in the state, and I'm acting like I'm giving you like good information, but I'm just learning these things. So I am in Zaragoza. Zaragoza is a city, and Zaragoza is the capital of Aragon. Aragon is the state, or Aragon is the state. So think of argan oil. Maybe that's not the best example. Anyways, Aragon is the state. And Zaragoza is the capital, but around Zaragoza is also a region. And so there's all these other pueblas that are all around within the Zaragoza region, but then I'm in the actual city of Zaragoza. Yeah. And again, yeah, we're in the city because I don't care to live in a puebla anywhere. Okay. I was asked, are you a Spanish speaker? No. I am doing better. My favorite answer to this is, I'm not as good as I should be at speaking Spanish, but I'm better than I thought I was at it. And with that, I am starting to take one-on-one classes. And I was able to do some interviews with some different people via italki, and I don't think I included that. I did a thing 2 weeks ago that talked about the different platforms that I've been trying to use or have used to help with learning Spanish. And italki was not on there. It's a one-on-one learning platform where you select the person that you want to help teach you Spanish. And it all depends on what region of the language you want to learn from. Like, you know, Spanish in Mexico is different from Spanish in Spain. Spanish in Spain is different from Spanish in Ecuador. So it's very, very different. And Portuguese is not Spanish. Okay. So, yeah. So respecting those boundaries and understanding the difference is very important. But no, I am not a Spanish speaker. My daughter is bilingual. And my granddaughter is bilingual, and I'm not allowed to talk to her in Spanish. In my, I'm not allowed to attempt to talk to her in Spanish because it's bad. Okay, so So I'm only allowed to speak to my granddaughter in English because my daughter wants to make sure that she is bilingual, and because her whole um, area. I mean, she's in Spain. We're in Spain, so everybody talks to her in Spanish besides me and my daughter. We speak to her in English. That's the rule. So she is bilingual, and yeah. So, but yeah, my Spanish is it still sucks, but I get around. So I always want to say, make sure that I'm very clear on this. Don't decide not to move to another country because you don't speak the language. That's not a good excuse. That's just not. Will it be challenging? Absolutely. But nowadays, especially with all the different apps and opportunities and, opportunities and language exchanges and things like that, it's doable. It's doable. Some of the things that I think that could have stopped me from moving here out of fear, concern over lack of ability to communicate would have left me uh, with something that I didn't know that I was supposed to experience. I'm supposed to experience this. I'm supposed to be sharing this with you guys. So yeah, it would have been an opportunity failed if I had not come here without knowing everything. And you can't go. The thing is this: just like any new job or any new experience, you're never going to go into that new experience, that new job, knowing everything. Any new job that you go into, it's the honeymoon phase. It's you're still learning what the process should really look like. So you're not going to go in knowing all. So just remember that. Okay, Big Sis Dula. Okay, I have to go ahead and put this on here. So anyway, Spanish in Zaragoza is not Spanish in Valencia. Oh, now I know that the Spanish in Zaragoza or Madrid is not the same as what it is in Barcelona or parts of Barcelona because they have it's Catalan, Catalan. So that's very different. Yeah. But I think that it really does come down to, and I could be mistaken, but I really think it just comes down to there's different dialects, and it's just like it's not the same as the United States, but there's just certain things like in like only that's only specific or only phrases that are very specific to like New York. There's certain phrases that are very specific to Texas or the South, like we say y'all. Um, well, now that's kind of spreading about, but yeah, for the most part, that's a Southern thing, saying y'all. You go to some other places and they're like, you say what y'all, and they're like, what's a y'all? So it's the same thing here. There might be some intertwine or uh, I don't know if you want to say intertwine. Anyways, there might be some overage as far as like the different languages, but overall, it is regional. Thank you. It's very regional, and you need to make sure that you respect the regional and not get attitude. If somebody from a certain region corrects you on a pronunciation or how to say how to say something, respect that. Don't give attitude. Don't do it. Okay. Yeah. And so she says, yes, there are regional accents and they have possible differences in phrases, words, but it's all Spanish. Yes, it is all Spanish. But just know, like, my son-in-law, he's from Colombia. There's certain words. I mean, he had to adjust being here in Spain. But yeah, there's just certain words that he had to tell my daughter about that are not, how do you say something, in Spain versus Colombia versus Texas, Tex-Mex, or Mexico. Yeah, it's all different. It's all Spanish, but it is still all it can be very different in the understanding, because in one way, and I don't know the exact example, but I've heard this before. There could be a word that just says, you're so beautiful. And then that same word could be like, you're a freaking ass. And you don't know. Okay. Anyways, someone asked me, let's see if not, is it still easy? Yeah. Okay, so one of the questions besides when I started talking about, are you a Spanish speaker? Is it easy to communicate with the community? There are definite challenges sometimes with me trying to communicate, and I truly appreciate the patience that the locals here have. Oh my goodness. And then also, I can be having a full-on conversation, and even though it's a broken, my English is very broke, excuse me, my Spanish is broken, I still have wonderful conversations with them, and they appreciate the effort so much. I say this all the time. For the most part, locals really do appreciate the effort, and they will conversate because one, sometimes they just want to practice their English too, and so it kind of goes back and forth. So I appreciate that. Is it easy to communicate with a community or going to the grocery store? It's not the easiest. Well, I mean, I've been here a few times now. It's an adjustment that you just have to be open to. And it's okay to be scared. Just go through it, have your app up, and go from there. Okay. Someone asked me, what did you do to keep busy during your NLV years? So here's the thing. I never said, I actually, let me just back up. I had somebody else that said, so how did you get a digital nomad visa? Or how did you, so you must have enough money because, you got a 5-year visa. And it's like, I never said any of that. I said I got approved for a 5-year to stay here for, my visa is for 5 years. But again, people assume sometimes that if you get approved, then it has to be what we know about the most, which is the digital nomad visa or the NLV. Again, there are 19 different types of visas just from me looking today for Spain, just for Spain. So know that just because somebody says that they got approved for a visa, don't assume that the type of visa that you know about is the only way for them to get a visa. Again, my visa was based on the fact that I have family here. Okay. And that is not the norm for most people. But if you do have family here and you have a good relationship with them, yeah. If you haven't talked to them in 15 years, please don't contact them and be like, hey, girl, I need a visa. Don't do that. Well, I would strongly encourage you not to do that. It's up to you. But I say this because people sometimes will assume that, oh, well, you got a hookup or you got this, you have a digital nomad. What kind of remote job are you doing? What kind of business do you have? Some things can be true, but not actually factual as far as how you actually got a visa approved. Like, there are like many types of visas in Mexico that we don't know about, but we hear about the basic ones, the easiest ones, so to speak, to access, and we assume that's how everyone gets their visa. Okay. So again, do your research to find out what might suit you best if you really do want Spain on the on your list, on your short list of places that you might want to relocate to. Make sense? So let's see here. Which visa did you apply for? I think I put the Spanish consulate website in the comments so that you can get information because there's 19. Oh, I also wanted to say, let's see. Oh, I think I already said this, maybe not. So, but I'll say it again because I think it's worth repeating. Even if you don't hire an attorney or a solicitor to do your bidding or submit a visa application on your behalf, I still think it's very important that you still at least do a consultation with a reputable relocator or a solicitor attorney that can give you true insight about your possible options. So even if you just want to pay whatever it is that they charge for that consultation, pay it, get the insight. And then if you decide that you still want to work with them, great. If you decide that you feel like you can do it on your own, great. But at least get real good information. Yes, there are a lot of options. There's a lot of information, Facebook groups, YouTube channels about people like myself that have done it already. And I want to give you the best information possible, but I am not, you should never use me or any other source from a group as the be all end all legal recommendations. And, the ones that's like, well, I listened to them and they said that's how it works. Do your due diligence, but also make sure that you get the best legal advice pertaining to your situation, and not just depend on what somebody said on TikTok. Don't do it. Don't do it. Protect yourself. Don't do it. The other thing I wanted to say was that just because I have family here. So just because I have family here doesn't mean that I was going to still follow their same path of what they did to get the visa application submitted. Case in point, my daughter came here years ago on a student visa, and then she's gone through the process, and now she lives here. This is her life here. She's married. She has, my one grandchild. Perfect. But um, in her case, she was like, when I was starting this whole journey, she was like, well, you can just do this, on your own. You don't necessarily need an attorney. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. I'm so happy that she was able to go through her whole process and not get an attorney or a solicitor. That's great. For me, I needed that peace of mind. So even though, yes, my daughter has been here and she has gone through the process, and I'm so proud of her. But for me and my sanity, I needed to, even though I have family here, I still needed for my own peace of mind to have a service that would help me make sure that I'm doing it right, because it can be very stressful. So I wanted to put that out there. You have to make decisions that work best for you. Okay. Someone asked me, I think I have 4 more questions. I think we're doing good. Yeah. So I have 4 more questions. But let's go over to the chat and see what people are saying. So Valerie was just saying, so glad I made it. Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you made it too. And again, if you're watching this on the replay, tomorrow, later on this evening, or, next week or next month, I hope that you find this information to be valuable. I hope that, you find me entertaining and insightful. I hope, what I share is entertaining and insightful. But yes, I'm so thankful whenever, someone comes on and just gets some insight and I want to let people know that it doesn't have to be, you're not reinventing the wheel. This process is already in place. It just comes down to when you feel like you have had enough of the BS that's going on in your life. That's what it came down for me. I was like, I'm sick of this. What is that BS I will not put? Okay. It's some movie. Anyways. Up with this BS I will not put. Yeah. Anyways, it's like at some point we get tired. It's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And now that the word is getting out that we have options to stop putting up with the craziness that's causing us to have strokes, or, causing us to have major anxiety. And, yeah, we have options. I didn't know that until 2 years ago when I decided to watch some vlog about, about Exodus Summit. And I was like, oh my gosh. That's when I had my aha moments, when I went down that rabbit hole. So that's why I want to share it with you. So someone asked, what parts of Spain are good to be in? And I think that they were asking what parts of Spain is good for a Black person to be in, a person of color. I choose to live in Zaragoza. I have said it before that when Madrid has a great Black community. Join the Facebook groups, and understand that when I say that there's Black community, whether it's in Barcelona or whatever, I don't mean like there's a neighborhood with all the Black people. That's not what I mean, because it that it doesn't work like that, or it may, and I just don't know. But overall, finding your online community, wherever you decide to move to, that's very, very important. So, whether you want to find an online community of people of color, women of color, black people, just women, period, go online and do your research and find those groups. They're again, don't reinvent the wheel. They already exist. And here in Zaragoza, there is there are black people here. There are not a lot of I guess expats, and yeah, there's not a lot of black people from the US that are here, but they're here, don't get me wrong. There's like, but it's a very small community. But I'm of the belief right now, I'm here, I'm thankful. Unfortunately, I had some health issues, and so I just decided that it was going to be best for me to go ahead and move somewhere close to where my daughters were, that could actually my daughter that could actually support me in a certain way, and just be there for me in a certain way. So I'm here, and I'm thankful for that. But also, if you build it, they will come. So I'm here because I like to go out and do things, and go to a park and just enjoy. And if the black community is not, or the black expat community is not big here, I'll say give it a couple of years. Give it a year or two. Come on. And that's why I want people to really consider in October, come if you're coming to Spain, to meet me in Madrid. We're going to hang out, and then come over to Zaragoza for a couple of days. I found three great restaurants. Again, I've already said this at the beginning, but again, I found three great restaurants. The one that I really, really want, I think it's too much of a foodie thing, and maybe it's not for everybody, but I still want, if people are in Zaragoza during that time, we can do like a separate non-official night for this particular restaurant. It's so good. Oh my goodness. Amazing. But I have found a restaurant that I've decided that we're going to have our Friday night dinner in Zaragoza. And actually, the one in Madrid, I've decided on that one also because they have good food and they have great cocktails there. But there's one other place I just want to look at really fast, but I'll have that posted pretty soon, because it's right around the corner. It's just a month away. So yeah, oh, wait a minute. Let me just say this. Get on my mailing list. Hold up, wait a minute. So if you are know me in Facebook or Instagram, then you can request the WhatsApp group for Madrid. If you're in Exodus Summit, then actually the event is already posted in there. So just go into the events on the Exodus Summit Facebook page and put in Madrid, and you will see that event, and just make sure you RSVP there. But if you're going to do also in Zaragoza, there's the link for the mailing list. I have not posted anything in the past week or so because I had family in town. So I will be posting a lot. We have a lot to cover. I'll be posting in there once you actually subscribe to the email subscription for the Zaragoza meetup. Okay. So the last two questions that I have is, oh, yeah, let's go down here. So I have had some people that came in and they were like, well, I've heard about all the racism and the colorism in the EU or in Spain. So I would never go there. I'm from freaking Texas. I'm from Texas, okay? I have had some things happen in my life that I'm not going to go into, but comparably to me, for me, I can deal with the stare. I can deal with some attitude in another country. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the idea that, I'm sure that many of you have probably heard this already. I'm okay with being in a country where you can't easily access guns that can shoot up a whole mall or whatever just because, or a school just because. I'm okay with that. Have I experienced some very overt racism? I have not Here, not here. Um, Back in the States, yeah, that's another story. My daughter has, because as she explained it, they're not undercover. If somebody is, it's a I don't. Okay, I'm not sure how to explain it. If it's a societal thing, like, okay, let me give you an example. Um, some of the there's some candies. I don't know if they're still out, but when she first moved here years ago, there was like candies that were sold all over. So they still had like the black face monkey. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And she called me, and there was a couple times that she's called me before I moved here, when she was younger, that, had me upset. There was nothing I could do. She just had to experience it. She had another situation where she was I guess, and I'm just going to say, in another city with a friend who was looking at getting an apartment in this other city. And the realtor was just very adamant and looking at my child and, eventually just saying, you can't get an apartment here. So it's a very, and she was like, I don't need why are you telling me? She was letting her know that literally because of I don't know if it was the colorism or whatever, that this person felt compelled to tell her, you can't move here. So make no mistake, there have been some things that my daughter has told me that has made me cringe and wanted to go and just, of course, being a mother, I wanted to go and beat somebody up for saying or doing anything that made my daughter feel like that, or to, to feel so emboldened to say something so freaking racist. But even with all that, my daughter's like, I'm still not going back to the States. No, I'm not going back to the States. Um, I cannot imagine, with the experiences of some obvious racism, colorism, uh, things that have happened, I still can't. I'm okay with being here. I'm okay with going to other parts, as just the other day, as a matter of fact, and I don't think my daughters noticed this. We were out to dinner, um, and sometimes, like, the other people, the non-black people would turn around and look at us, and it wasn't because we were being loud. It was just they were just like, I don't know if they were in shock that we were like enjoying our life, and doing the same things that they've been doing. I don't know, but there was one lady in a restaurant that I was able to make contact with. My daughters were not paying attention, and every time that lady would look over, I would just be like, "Say something." Now, am I going to get up and act a fool and be ready to box somebody? No, but I gave her the look, like, say something, look harder, you know. So the bottom line is this: as far as my view, yes, there is undoubtedly racism. There's undoubtedly colorism. There's undoubtedly things that that will make you be like, "What the hell?" I haven't experienced. My daughters have not experienced anything that would make them be like, "I can never live here. It's better to be in the States." I also acknowledge completely that there is a privilege with me having the voice and the U.S. passport that gives me a certain level of passing, of a certain level of acceptance that maybe some Black people from another country, like, that are coming from Africa or Colombia or things like that, that it's different. It is absolutely different. I acknowledge that completely. It's upsetting. Um, and there have been times when I've said something, but also I don't speak the language and stuff. But definitely, I've given the stank eye. But that's something that I'm not sure how to address, but something that I'm very aware of. Okay, but still, it doesn't, with anything that's going on here, because I've had people say, well, that Spain and Portugal, they were the original colonizers, and okay, and what? I'm not supposed to live here and live my happy life because of some stories of origination of Black people? and what my ancestors have experienced, I'm taking full advantage of that. I'm taking full freaking advantage of it. I am going there, and we were just having such a good time. Even when we went to the winery, we were the only younger, well, maybe not the only younger, but we were only people of color at this winery that we went to, and looked happy and like we freaking belonged. So anywhere that I go, I'm going to walk around like I freaking belong, because I do. Thank you, ancestors, for everything that you have given up for me. Um, yeah, I thank my ancestors because I'm walking around here now like I belong, period. There's history everywhere. And by the way, yeah, uh, Afro Iberica, Iberia, uh, Black History Tour in Madrid. Amazing. I went on it with my daughters. I've gone on the tour twice now. It's going to make you mad, but also it gives you so much insight. Okay. The last thing I wanted to, well, actually, there's two things. Okay. So one is somebody asked, how do you like it overall? The person was asking because they have a child. So let me just say, I don't have my children are grown. And again, I do want to have my daughter's going to be speaking at the event that I'm having in October next month, October 24th and 25th in Zaragoza. And then hopefully in November, she's going to be doing a live chat where she can really delve into it. But I will say this, as far as if you have children, I don't know the ins and outs, but they do have international schools here. They do have different school options. So like not even international, but they have school options for like if your child is focused in if you want your child to be focused on a certain level of education or a certain aspects, they have that option. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but um, Zaragoza, Spain overall, but Zaragoza is definitely a place that you can have you can bring your kids. It's not a party central area. It is a beautiful culture um, that appreciates their history, however whitewashed. Okay, but they appreciate their history because they don't know any different. Yeah. Um, I'm trying to stay on point. Okay. Um, but I feel like Zaragoza is really great, especially if you have young kids. I don't know what it might be like because I don't know anybody that has teenagers that they brought over here. But I will say that as far as younger kids, maybe I don't know, 9, 10, maybe max at 11. I feel like this would be a great opportunity for them to come and get immersed in the culture because again, they do also have international schools or online schools, and it just seems very open, more open than it was back in 2018 when I first visited. So I can't speak on it, but I would say at least come and check it out and see. Come and if you're going to be in Barcelona or in Madrid, it would be worth your time to come and check out Zaragoza because it's literally right in between those two. And see what the thoughts are. And they have a lot of holidays. Oh, yeah. So here's my last thing. I had a friend of mine that asked me, so what did y'all do for 4th of July over there? I was like, what? She's like, well, 4th of July, like, or what do y'all do? What do y'all do? How do they do Thanksgiving there? I was like, that's not a thing. The 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Labor Day, Memorial Day, that is a United States thing, not even American. That is a United States thing. So there is no celebration of those holidays. They have Christmas, they have New Year's Eve. That's worldwide. Halloween is a thing here, but not like they don't go trick or treating. At least from what I've seen. I could be wrong, but from what I've seen, the kids don't go trick or treating in the neighborhoods, and so that's not a thing. But the thing is, as much as like my friend was like, they don't have the 4th of July, and I was like, why would they have the 4th of July? Why would they have Thanksgiving here? But they have a lot of freaking holidays here. A lot. They have I can't go through. So I know that The big ones that happen is the Festival Pilar, Fest, yeah, Festivas de Pilar, and I hope I'm saying that right. It happens in October. They shut down everything, as far as I know. Yeah, like the schools are shut down during that time, and it's like a week or so. They do the same thing in March, and this is not, like this is not like winter break or summer break. This is like we are shut down because it's a holiday, and they have a lot of holidays. It seems to me like once a month, at least once a month, there are holidays. That if the holiday is on a Tuesday, then you're off on Monday and Tuesday automatically. If the holiday is on a Friday, or if the holiday is on a Thursday, then you're off on Thursday and Friday. Shut down. Sundays, excuse me. Sundays, the grocery store is closed. Oh, something happened. I guess you guys could not see the. Let me go ahead and the link to the my links. It says it didn't work. Anyways, yeah, but they have major holidays, and the grocery stores are usually closed on Sundays. Like the mall is even closed on Sundays here in Zaragoza, at least. So that's been like an adjustment, but you just know to go and do stuff early. It used to be that the entire city would shut down pretty much like back in 2018, but I will say that more stuff is open now on Sundays or holidays versus maybe, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago. But for the most part, yeah, the grocery stores are closed. There might be a couple of them that are still open on Sundays. And if you're in the city center where I am, there's a few more things that are open during the day. But like for the most part, yeah, Sundays are kind of like it's family time. Like, no, we don't want to serve you at all. Anyways. That's my information. Does anybody have any questions that maybe I didn't answer? If you're here now, I would love to answer them if I can. And if you're watching it on the replay, please do post your questions in the comments and I will respond as soon as possible. But does anybody have any questions right now that maybe you feel like I didn't answer or you want more insight on? And as I wait to see who has questions, I'm going to go ahead and post a couple of links in my, I'm going to go ahead and post a couple of links here. So that makes sure that you guys have access. Okay, let's see. I posted the Spanish consulate website earlier, and I posted, let's see, I posted the link to my to sign up for the email so you'll get updates because yeah, you're going to be getting a few of them over the next month, just to give you insight about where to stay because okay, off topic, but I'm just going to share. If you're coming to Madrid and you need to find out about a good place to stay, sign up for the email subscription because I via the Airbnb, we stayed at a really, really nice boutique hotel that was like right there. It was like right on the main strip of Madrid. This is just for Madrid, for the Madrid meetup. But it was not loud. It was a very nice boutique hotel, but it was not loud. So anyways, if you sign up, I will send you that information. And so, but yeah. I think that's it. I have some other questions, but I want to save those for next week when I'm actually talking with my attorney so he can like give the best answer. Because again, I don't want to give some half-ass answer and you're like, that's not right. Yeah. So we will have a whole list of information that we'll be talking to my attorney about. And he's okay. So just FYI, next week when we do the Q&A with my attorney, when we do the live chat with my solicitor, my attorney, he won't just be talking about the visas. The thing is, I wanted him to share like the different reasons why you may need an attorney, a legal representation here in Spain. So just know that he's going to be sharing some insight with not just, a visa. That's going to be part of the conversation, but that's not going to be all of the conversation. Okay. So I don't see that we have any other questions. So I will assume that eventually you will be posting. If you're watching the replay, then you'll be actually posting your questions or your comments or your thoughts about what I've shared in the comments when you watch it later on, or at your leisure. But in the meantime, I thank you guys for your time. I thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate you supporting me in my endeavors to share all things I know and sometimes what I don't know about moving abroad, moving to Spain, and finding peace of mind. Yes, I have found peace. I have located my cozy. I am in a better mental situation because I am not just stressing about the job all the time, which I was doing before. And again, if you are interested in coming to hanging out with me in Spain, I have the meetup in Madrid on October 23rd. That's a Wednesday. But if you're there a few days early, I'm going to be there all that week. So we can hang out. I'll make some recommendations once you get on the mailing list. And if you want to come and hang out in Zaragoza and get to know some things and get to, know people, yes, sign up and it'll be great. There was one other thing I was going to share before I go. Oh, I know what it was. I have a lot of videos out there. I have now this is like the 47th video between lives and uploads. I have 47 videos out there and I want you guys to enjoy it. Get the information. But if you need additional more one-on-one detailed conversation regarding moving abroad or regarding pet sitting, I have in my comments the links to schedule a one-on-one consultation so that you can have good conversation. And the reason I'm saying this is because although I'm so very thankful that people are very interested and want to hear what I have to say, the response was so overwhelming. It was amazing, but I can't possibly, if somebody just DMs me and asks me questions, I can't always just respond back. So if you want to schedule some one-on-one time with me, go to the links in the description below and schedule some time so we can talk one-on-one about your specific needs. But otherwise, I do encourage you to go ahead and enjoy checking out my other lives, hit the lives tab or the videos tab so you can see all the other stuff, or the playlist tabs. They're in the description also. So you can actually get as much insight and help as possible. Okay? Thank you so much, Beijing. I will see you soon, girl. I'm looking forward to it. So you guys take care and I'll see you soon. See you next week. Okay. Bye.